I'll bring up Tim Dickinson, Drexel Hill shortstop. Chris Salvi, the first baseman, bats third. Mark Quattriani behind the plate will hit fourth. Christian Rush, the center fielder, hits fifth. Pat Sold batting sixth, playing third base. Dylan Posencheg in right field bats seventh. Drew Kennedy, the designated hitter, bats eighth, and batting ninth, playing left field, Mason Clark, as Dickinson chops one back to the mound. Fielded easy as you like by Johnny Gonzalez, and with one pitch, he gets the second out here in the first. Johnny Gonzalez, the ageless wonder, on the mound for Upper Darby. He will not beat you with velocity, but he may be the only pitcher I've heard described as a crafty right-hander. That is a sobriquet usually reserved for lefties, especially when they get up in years as Johnny has. First pitch to the right-handed hitting Chris Salvi, taken for strike one. Gonzalez pitching to longtime Upper Darby catcher Christian Strickland behind the plate. 1 is hit up in the air. That'll go foul. And out of play, 0-2. Quickly around the diamond at first base, Max Anastasio. At second, Steve Tyson. The shortstop is Matt Query. At third, we mentioned John Dunn. In left, center, and right, it's Sammy Berman, Andrew Yates, and Adam Fine. The Blue Sox, the number 2 seed, went into the final day of the season with a chance to get number 1, but fell to Wayne as Salvi takes outside. So Wayne, the number 1 seed, taking on number 4, Aston Valley, getting underway. Eighth and batting ninth is a shortstop, Matt Query. Again against the lefty, Chris Hyatt. No score early on in this one. First pitch from Hyatt. As Fine scores the bunt, he pulls it back and takes a strike. From the windup, the 0-1 catches a part of the plate. It's 0-2 to Fine. Fine swings, hits that one down the left field line. That is a foul ball. Only missed it by just a little bit. Great view of that one here up the left field line. Nothing into the count to Fine. Hyatt kicks and delivers. Popped him up on the infield. Salvi back behind the bag at first in foul territory, and he drops it. It is a foul ball. And as soon as the umpire signaled foul, Fine took off for first base. Which is probably where he should have been all along, but foul territory, so it's nothing but it's not even a strike, so nothing but a missed opportunity. You could see Salvi maybe get charged with an error on that one. Did have to reach back a little bit. We'll see if the official scorer is harsh on that one or not. Nothing to the count, Fine. Hyatt's pitch upstairs, 1-2. Fine hits that one down the left field line. That is a little more foul than the first one, so he stays alive, 0-2. To be followed by Sammy Berman. Patol guarding the line down the third base side. Fine takes outside. He's being played heavily to pull the ball. Fists that one foul out of play. Scout stays 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Upper Darby leadoff man. Blue Sox hosting the Ducks in game 1 of this best of 5. The winner will go to the Delco League Championship Series against either Wayne or Aston Valley. Hyatt winds, the 2-2. In the dirt, 3-2. Fines battled all the way back from 0-2. Kicks and delivers. It's upstairs. Fine works the walk. So that drop foul ball comes back to haunt the Ducks here. So that'll bring up Sammy Berman. Bats from the left side. Hyatt from the stretch. Fine a threat to run. He takes off as that one bounces. Throw down to second. Not in time. So Fine will advance on a wild pitch. So he's in scoring position for Berman. 1-0 count. Alright, kicks. Berman squares to bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike. Fine beats a hasty retreat back to second. The 1-1 is low. 2-1. Fine definitely thinking about swiping a bag at third. Pitch is low again. 3-1. It's pitch. Misses. Berman walks, and the first 2 batters of the ball game have drawn free passes for Upper Darby. That'll bring up Andrew Yates. Behind the plate tonight for Drexel Hill is Mark Quattriani at first base. We have Chris Salvi at second, Jackson Kehoe, Pat Toll at third. The shortstop, Tim Dickinson, in left field. It's Mason Clark in center, Christian Rush, and in right, Dylan Posenchak. Hyatt spins and chases Fine back to second base. No score early in this one. Upper Darby already threatening with nobody outs here in the first. First pitch at the inside corner, I believe. Looked like it was inside, but then the umpire turned as if he was going to call a strike. Not really able to tell from our vantage point here up the third base line. That was inside. It's a ball. It's 1-0. That pitch is low. 2-0 now. There's a called strike. Hyatt gets back into it, 2-1 the count. Christian Strickland waits on deck. Fine is running. Pitch then gets away from Quattriani, so a stolen base for Fine. And then Berman will advance on the wild pitch. Chris Hyatt does not have his control tonight, so runners are second and third with nobody out. A 2-1 count, or a 3-1 count rather, to Yates. That's called strike. It's a full count. There's the pitch. That one is hit just over the head of the shortstop into left field. Fine will trot home. Berman will stay at third. An RBI single for Andrew Yates, and Upper Darby has a 1-0 lead. An unearned run as Salvi was charged with an error for that dropped foul ball that extended the at-bat. Fine draws the walk, steals a base, advances on a wild pitch, comes in to score on a single. Runner on first. Yates takes off. First pitch is a called strike. He is in standing with no throw, so the Upper Darby running game is out in full force tonight. 0-1 the count to Strickland. Steve Tyson on deck. Already some bullpen activity. That one's on the ground to short. Throw over to first for Dickinson. Gets away from Salvi. Will roll all the way up to the fence. A dead ball. Yates is trying to cross the plate, but I think he's... Oh no, it's a two-base dead ball, so they are... No, they're going to replace Strickland second with a courtesy run. I'm not exactly sure why Yates was allowed to score. I guess he was given home plate as it was assumed he would get to third safely. So 2 runs are in, in large part due to 2 errors. Now time is called. So Steve Tyson is up, nobody out, and he wears one. An absolute horror show start to this one for Chris Hyatt and the Ducks. And someone is getting loose. I mentioned CRS is throwing. I see CRS. I do not see who he's throwing with. It's hard to tell if he is pitching or catching. Gray pinstripes, names and numbers. Squares to bunt, pulls it back, takes a pitch for strike 1. That's popped up out of play. Here it landed in the woods behind us, which is good because I lost track of it. So count still 2-2 to Christian Rush. Tries to check his swing. He went. Pitch gets past Strickland. He'll throw down to first. And Rush is retired on strikes. First strikeout of the game for either side. That brings up Pat Toll. He takes inside. Apologies if our connection keeps dipping out. As Toll takes inside 2-0. Doing what we can with what we have. Trying to stay on the air as smoothly as possible. Toll takes a called strike. Swings and fouls that one off. The 2-2 the count to the Ducks' third baseman. A fixture on the Narberth roster for the Mudcats for head coach Steve DeBarberi for a long time, as were a number of these Drexel Hill players. Toll fists that one up the line. It's gloved in foul territory. The Upper Darby Drexel Hill, the Upper Darby Township rivalry. A new one this year in the Delco League. The Narberth Mudcats franchise moved over to Monsignor Bonner High School from Narberth Playground, rebranded as the Drexel Hill Ducks. And a new team sprouted up in Narberth at the playground, the Narberth Outsiders. The time is called, right as Gonzalez was getting ready to start his windup. 2-2 the count to Toll. And the pitch. Taken for a called third strike. Another 1-2-3 inning for Johnny Gonzalez. No runs, hits, errors, none left. We go to half of the second. It's Upper Darby 4, Drexel Hill nothing. Just like he did in the first, Adam Fine leads it off in the bottom of the second. Upper Darby with a 4-0 lead. The line closed on Drexel Hill starter Chris Hyatt. 0+. He faced 6 batters. He had 4 runs. Only one of them was earned. That will be of no consolation to him, I'm sure. As Fine takes a strike. 1 hit. No strikeouts. 3 walks, a hit batter, 2 wild pitches, 2 errors, costing Hyatt and the Ducks as Fine takes outside. Dylan Robinson back out on the mound. He came in and retired all 3 batters he faced in the home half of the first. On the ground to short. Dickinson fields it. Throw to first in time. Fine is retired. One away. Sammy Berman steps in. He drew a walk. Came around to score on the error that allowed Strickland to reach. Ironically enough, he's the only one to score an earned run, as had the ground out been executed, he would have scored anyway. He takes ball 1. 1-0. Hit in the air towards left field. Clark ran in on it. Now he has to run back a little bit, but he's going to make the catch. 2 away. Game 1 of this series tonight. Game 2 tomorrow night, right back here at Cardinal O'Hara. Wednesday and off day. Thursday and Friday, games 3 and 4 over at Monsignor Bonner. Then a game 5 should be scheduled likely for Saturday, as Yates takes a called strike. Nothing definitive as of yet. In that front, he fouls one off. 0-2. Similarly, in the other series, Madison Valley visiting Wayne tonight and tomorrow, games 1 and 2, Thursday, and then Friday, if necessary, games 3 and 4 at Sun Valley High School, Buggy Field. That one is ripped a long way out towards right center, going back to the track, to the wall. That ball is gone. Solo home run, Andrew Yates. It's a 5-0 lead for Upper Darby. That ball got out of here in a hurry. Yates with 2 RBIs. Just the second hit for the Blue Sox. They didn't need hits, just had to put a couple balls in play and take walks as Christian Strickland steps up, hits that one right past Robinson, fielded by the second baseman. Kehoe throws him out. Dylan Robinson has retired 6 of the 7 hitters he's faced. Unfortunately for him, that 7th, Andrew Yates, a solo shot, has it 5-0 through 2. Top half of the third inning. Dylan Posenchek, Drew Kennedy, and Mason Clark due up to face Johnny Gonzalez. Posenchek squares to bunt, pulls it back. It's 1-0. 5-0. Upper Darby leading. He takes ball 2. Gonzalez's pitch. Misses for ball 3. For Darby, the 2 seed, Drexel Hill, the 3 seed. These teams finished 19 points apart in the standings. For Darby, 22-6. Drexel Hill, 15-9-2. And both of those ties for the Ducks came against first place Wayne. Wayne lost 1 game this season. Posenchek takes a strike. That 1 loss for Wayne came against these Blue Sox. As Posenchek swings and misses. So if Wayne does get through Acid Valley, which they would be favored to do, they'll face either a team that drew them twice or beat them once. Posenchek puts that on the ground to short, and it's bobbled by Query. He will not get Posenchek. And he is safe. He's the first base runner of the game for Drexel Hill. Aboard due to the air. Tough day in the field for shortstops this evening. That ball hopped up on Query, hit him in the chest. Should have been a ground out. Posenchek runs well, but certainly should have been out number 1. Ends the perfect game bid as Drew Kennedy steps in, bats on the left side. Fouls one over to me, but I'm not going for that one. Strike 1 to the Ducks DH. The DH. Inside 1-1. Mason Clark waits on deck. And then the top of the order for Drexel Hill. Runner goes. Pitch is fouled back. It's out of play. Christian Rush in the second inning had a very lengthy at-bat before going down on strikes. Pat Toll fouled off a couple pitches as well. Many pitchers, you would think that's going to wear them down. Johnny Gonzalez seems immune to that as Kennedy takes just off the plate. 2-2 the count. So Drexel Hill will have to have good at-bats, not necessarily to get Gonzalez out as he spins and throws to first. Not necessarily to get him out of the ball game, but just to try to generate some offense. Runner goes. Swung on and missed. Throw down to second is not in time. So a stolen base for Posenchek. But Kennedy down swinging for out number 1, 3rd strikeout of the game for Johnny Gonzalez. So Mason Clark steps in, bats from the right side. Squares the bunt, drops one down, and it rolls foul right between the legs of Christian Strickland. And the Upper Darby players saying something. The umpires are going to get together and chat. Someone said that the ball hit. It must have been Clark. The question is, was he in the batter's box? Yes, he was. But regardless, it was a foul ball as it rolled foul Right back between the legs of Strickland, it looked like, from here. So a foul ball anyway. Not exactly sure why anyone thought otherwise, but ultimately nothing in one. Postencheg, the runner at second. One down here in the third of a 5-0 ball game. Popped up on the left side to shallow now left field. It's the shortstop Query who's back, and he'll make the catch around waist level. 2 outs. Top of the order, Jackson Kehoe. First pitch swinging, first pitch missing is Kehoe. Swings, chops that one towards short. Query tries to field it on the run, and he can't grab it. That'll be an infield hit for Jackson Kehoe. First pitch to Tim Dickinson takes a strike. Kehoe trots down to third. Now another strike. It's 0-2. First hit of the game for Drexel Hill off the bat of Kehoe, and they've got second and third. And a 1-2 count now to Dickinson. Swung on and missed. Now to retire the side. Drexel Hill threatens, but they can't push one across. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. They leave 2. Through 2.5. It's Upper Darby 5. Drexel Hill 0. Steve Tyson leading off the third for Upper Darby, takes the ball. Blue Sox on top 5-0 here in game 1 of the semifinals. Tyson squibs that one foul. In our other game, top seed Wayne leads Aston Valley 5-2. The Knights punched their ticket to the semifinals with a win here. A combined no-hitter against Marple Newtown to win their quarterfinal series. Wayne, of course, the top seed. Reached the semifinals with a playoff bye. There's a ground ball over to short, fielded by Dickinson as Toll cuts him off. Or almost cut him off. Dickinson fields it. No communication there between the two. Tyson beats the throw anyway. An infield single for him. So that'll bring up Darren Hagan. Drew a walk. His first time up. Dylan Robinson out for his third inning. Kicks and delivers ball one. Upper Darby, the recipient of the other bye to the semifinals by virtue of their second place finish during the regular season. Pitches upstairs 2-0. Drexel Hill defeated Chester 2-0. An extra inning win on Saturday to clinch that series at Chester. As Robinson misses high again. A called strike as the runner on first, Tyson, faked towards second. Now in the series, we'll be back with another broadcast if there is a Game 4. In the Wayne Aston Valley series, we'll likely be out at Sun Valley for that one, and if not, and there's a Game 4 in this one, we'll be over at Bonner for Game 4 of that series, of this series rather. Those broadcasts on Friday. And again, if necessary, we'll try to bring you a Game 5 if one should occur. A couple of throws over to first by Robinson. Tyson back safely. 3-2 pitch. Up and in. Hagan draws a walk for the second time. First walk issued by Dylan Robinson. Upper Darby in business once again. First and second. Nobody out in the third. Takes a called strike. Pitches outside, faking a throw as the runners. This throw into third will keep the runners where they are. So one away for John Dunyan. Dunyan, a sac fly to left to bring in a run his first time up. Takes a called strike, 0-1. He will be followed by Matt Query. And then the top of the order should the inning continue. Pitch in the dirt, throw down to third. Does not get the tag down on the runner. It beat the runner, Tyson. It was in time, but he slid to the back part of third base. Toll put a tag down. There was no body there. So a double steal. With one out, another run 90 feet away. Two in scoring position. Upstairs. That one It's hit a long way out towards left, but it's foul. Two and two the count to Dunyan. He takes a called third strike. He goes down looking. That is the first strikeout by an Upper Darby hitter. And it comes now as the second out the third inning. Called strike taken by Query. 0 for 1 on the day. Upstairs 1 and 1. That's a called strike. A 1-2 from Robinson in the dirt. Blocked by the catcher Quattriani. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the third. Upper Darby with a 5-0 lead, looking for more. Darren Hagan at second, Steve Tyson at third. Low ball, Thrinson gets it past Query. 4 out, number 3. The Ducks keep the Blue Sox off the scoreboard for the first time tonight. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 left on base. We're through 3 full. It's 5-0 Blue Sox. Top half of the 4th inning. Upper Darby leads it 5-0 for the Blue Sox. 5 runs on 3 hits. They made 1 error. They've left 4 on base for Drexel Hill. No runs. 1 hit. They made 2 errors. They've left 2. Gosalvi takes a called strike to lead off the 4th. He lined out to right his first time up against Johnny Gonzalez, who fires the 0-1 in there for a strike. It's 0-2. It'll be Salvi, Quattriani, and Rush 3, 4, 5 in the Drexel Hill order. Salvi takes low. And then he takes high. It's 2-2. Salvi takes the swing, hits that one a long way out towards left center field. That ball is well out of here. The first run of the game for Drexel Hill comes on a big fly off the bat of Chris Salvi. It's 5-1. There's a line drive off the bat of Mark Quattriani, snared by Max Anastasio. So one down for Christian Rush. Rush 0 for 1, struck out in the second. Swings and misses, nothing at 1. Pat Toll on deck. There's a called strike, 0-2. Pitches in the dirt, a ball and 2 strikes. Swung on and missed, and Christian Rush is down on strikes for the second. Popped up, foul territory down the third base line. Dunyan is over, loses his cap, but he secures the ball, and that will retire the side. The Ducks get 1 run on the home run by Chris Salvi. 1 hit, no errors, none left on base. We're halfway through this one. It's Upper Darby 5, Drexel Hill 1. Bottom half of the 4th inning here at Cardinal O'Hara. Probably one of the more used fields in the Delco League over the last couple of years. Upper Darby playing its home games here for the last 3 seasons. Marple Newtown playing a big chunk of its games here this year as well. First pitch to Adam Fine as he leads off an inning for the 3rd time in 4 tries is in the dirt from Dylan Robinson. Very familiar setting to both managers. Upper Darby manager Dave Jordan, as I mentioned, his team spending the last few summers here. Steve D. Barberi for Drexel Hill doubles as the head coach at Monsignor Bonner, a rival of the O'Hara Lions, as Fine takes ball 2. So these two have managed a lot of games at this field over the years. And a called strike to Adam Fine. It'll be Fine, Berman in the 8s, 1-2-3 for the Blue Sox in the 4th. They lead at 5-1. Dylan Robinson out there misses low for his 4th inning of work. It's pretty important at this point that they keep the Blue Sox off the board as they're down to their last 9 outs offensively. fine swings and fouls went off. I said earlier they didn't have to get all the runs back at once, and they try to chip away at Gonzalez and the Upper Darby lead, but it's starting to get a little late now for Drexel Hill. They got the first one, but time's running out. They're going to have to keep Upper Darby off the board while getting some offense together themselves. Fine thought he had ball 4. Instead, it's a called third strike, and he disagrees, is what I would assume he was saying to the umpire. They generally aren't telling them that they think it was a good call. So he storms back to the dugout. Second strikeout of the night for Dylan Robinson. Pitch from Robinson now in the dirt to Sammy Berman. Berman 0 for 1. He walked. Came around to score back in the first inning. And that one's high, 2-0. Robinson came on in relief of Chris Hyatt, who faced 6 batters. He gave up 1 hit, he walked 3, he hit 1, and induced a ground ball that was then thrown away. Now a strong outing for a guy who's been around this league for quite a while, Chris Hyatt. There's a called strike. Robinson came on with the bases loaded in the first inning. He gave up a sac fly, but that's it. Home run by Andrew Yates in the second. Otherwise, he's kept the Blue Sox at bay, giving his team a chance. They just haven't taken it. As that pitch misses, it's now 3-1. Robinson from the stretch. Pitch fouled back out of play. Pitch to Berman. Hit in the air to right. Posenchag was headed towards right center. Had to stop and dart back to just about where he was. And he makes the catch for out number 2. So to bring up Yates. And if I'm not mistaken, Upper Darby with 3 hits on the night, and he's got 2 of them. Swung on and fouled back. 0-1. An RBI single in the first. And a home run in the second. Pitch misses low, 1-1. Christian Strickland on deck for the Blue Sox. Yates takes low. There's another one in the dirt. 3-1 the count. There's another line drive. That one's going to get over the head of Posenchag and roll all the way to the wall. Yates will pull into second, a stand-up double, and he is now just a triple short of the cycle. He's got 3 hits. His team has 4. He's in scoring position with 2 outs for Christian Strickland. Strickland 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded to short, an RBI ground out, but he then was safe and advanced to second on a throwing error. And then grounded out to second in the second. Time called. Low and away. 1-0. That one is tapped and bounces foul just before Quattriani can get to it to try to keep it in play. The 1-1. Taken low, 2-1. Pitches in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike to count to Strickland. With Steve Tyson on deck. On the ground to third, over the glove of Pat Toll. He Yates rounds third. They'll send him. Throw to the plate, not in time. Not sure how they'll score that one. Not a particularly hot shot down the third base line. Toll just missed it. So I'll bring up Steve Tyson as the courtesy runner comes in for Strickland. Looks like that's John Amon out at first. Pitch is low to Tyson. Swung on and missed, 1-1. Runner goes, pitches outside, throw to second. They get him before he even attempts to slide. The throw is to the first base side of the bag, but a nice play by the second baseman, Kehoe. And that will retire the side, but Darby gets another run. They do it on a hit. And 1 error and none left on base. We'll go to the 5th. It's 6-1 Blue Sox. Seven, 8, 9 due up for Drexel Hill in the 5th against Johnny Gonzalez. Dylan Posenchag reached on an error his first time up, stole a base, swung on and missed. Nothing in one. It'll be Posenchag, Kennedy, and Clark. Swung on and missed again. On top of the breaking ball, nothing in 2. Upper Darby with a 6-1 lead as we just crawl past the 7 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. Gonzalez winds the 0-2, taken low. Posenchek busy out in right field tonight, especially in that home half of the fourth. Swung on and missed. Posenchek will run down to first. I don't think that ball was dropped, but the umpire says it wasn't caught, but he's down on strikes. 6 strikeouts tonight for Gonzalez. Only one of them of the called variety. So that brings up Drew Kennedy, a strikeout victim his first time up, and he takes ball 1. Fouled off out of play, 1-1. Kennedy hits that one in the air towards left. Berman comes in a little towards the line, makes the catch for out number 2. Upper Darby with the lead here tonight. Home field advantage in this series. The Blue Sox, the 2 seed, trying to make it back to the Delco League Championship Series for the 3rd consecutive year. They won it in 2021. At home, right here at O'Hara, you can see the banner hanging out in right field. Last year fell in 5 games at Wayne as Mason Clark swings through an off-speed pitch. 0-1. Takes strike 2. Top of the order, Jackson Kehoe waiting on deck. Should Clark get aboard. One's hit out towards right center. Fine is over. Makes a small little leap. A nice grab by the Upper Darby right fielder, and that will retire the side. After the home run, 6 in a row sent down by Gonzalez. No runs, hits, errors, none left. 4.5 down. Upper Darby comfortably ahead, 6-1. A called strike to Steve Tyson to start off the 5th. The 0-1 hit on the ground to Pat Toll. He's all over that one. Throw to first and plenty of time to retire Tyson. 1 away. For Darby leading it 6-1 here in Game 1 of the 2023 Delco League Semifinals. Dylan Robinson still out there for Drexel Hill. Gets Darren Hagan to swing and miss at the first pitch. Robinson doing a great job picking up for his team eating up innings. He misses high after Chris Hyatt faced 6 batters in his start. Not exactly what anyone was expecting or counting on from the Drexel Hill lefty. In the dirt, 2-1. Johnny Gonzalez has been dealing out there as per usual for Upper Darby, but there is some activity in the bullpen as Hagan takes strike 2. Looks like right-hander Johnny Fitzpatrick just doing some initial throws to get loose, throwing the weighted ball against the dugout wall, which I'm sure isn't annoying the guys in the dugout one bit. As Hagan takes a ball. Pitch from Robinson, swung on, hit on the ground. It's up the middle for a base hit. And Hagan is aboard for the 3rd time tonight. 2 walks and now a single. Fifth hit of the game for Upper Darby. They've got 1 in every inning. They have not been able to string together a 2-hit inning, but it hasn't really hampered them at all. There's 3 Drexel Hill errors and 4 walks. Have them on top, 6-1. On the ground to short. Dickinson lost it. Gloves it over to second for 1. Back to first in time for a double play. Wow. That's some great defense for the Ducks. Dickinson was thinking about the flip before he had the ball, but he was able to scoop it up to Kehoe, who made a quick turn, fired to first to get Anastasio, and that'll retire the side. No runs. There was 1 hit. No errors. None left on base. We'll go to the 6th. Upper Darby 6, Drexel Hill 1. Top of the order due up for Drexel Hill. First pitch, Jackson Kehoe, a called strike from Johnny Gonzalez. 6-1, Upper Darby on top. Swung on and missed, nothing in 2. It'll be Kehoe, Dickinson, and Salvi. Kehoe and Salvi with the only 2 hits in the ball game for the Ducks. Kehoe takes low and away. Game 2 tomorrow night. Right back here at Cardinal O'Hara. Kehoe on the ground. Anastasio fields it. He waits for Gonzalez. The throw in time as Gonzalez goes flying by the bag just ahead of the speedy Jackson Kehoe. Normally you'll see a pitcher take a little more of a rounded route to first, but with Kehoe running and the way Anastasio fielded it, he was in just about perfect position defensively, but he dropped to the ground a little too quickly, then had to field the ball while he was on the ground. And then Gonzalez made a beeline, went flying across the base. in the end, no one got hurt, and they got the out. First pitch to Dickinson is fouled off down the third base line, rolling to a stop a few feet away from us up here. Now called strike, 0-2 the count to Dickinson. Salvi on deck, the home run hitter today for Drexel Hill. Popped up foul. Headed our way, but that's out of play. There's not a play line marked from the edge of the third base dugout. Goes diagonally towards a little hill here and then up along the hill so that nobody gets hurt trying to chase the ball up the hill. Much more considerate than the Houston Astros were back in the day, as Dickinson hits that one through the infield, and that'll get for a base hit into right field. Just the third of the game for Drexel Hill. And with one out in the sixth, they've got a man aboard for Chris Salvi, who hit a titanic home run. Well, that baseball certainly imploded on its way out of the ballpark. A no-doubter for Salvi. Try to duplicate that feat here and get the Ducks back within 3. First pitch. Gonzalez with a fastball, called strike. Salvi lined out to right his first time up, 1 for 2 on the day. That one is hit on the ground to second, a diving stop by the second baseman, Steve Tyson. Throws over to second for 1. Matt Query, the shortstop, takes his time, double clutches. They get Salvi not running well down the line. Hey, you're going to turn a double play on us in the 5th. We're going to turn one on you in the 6th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, none left on base. Home half of the 6th coming up. It's 6-1 Upper Darby. First pitch swing, John Dunyan rips one down the left field line. Gets all the way into the corner. Fielded by Clark, he'll throw it in. Dunyan with a stand-up double to lead things off for Upper Darby here in the 6th. Blue Sox with a 5-run lead, 6-1, but they're not taking any chances. They've got a runner in scoring position to start this one off in the 6th, and that will do it for Dylan Robinson. who did yeoman's work for the Ducks. Coming into the first, gets them to the sixth. We're going to have a pitching change. We'll bring that one to you in just a moment. The new pitcher on for Drexel Hill is right-hander Nate Rimmel. Robinson threw 5 innings. Gave up 5 hits. Struck out 2, walked 1. He's given up 2 runs at this point, but he is responsible for the man on second, John Dunyan, and Matt Query, the first to face Rimmel. Takes one in the dirt, 1-0. Adam Fine on deck. Although it looks like pinch hitter has moved into the on-deck circle. John Amon. Rimmel misses outside, 2-0. And that pitch is high, 3-0. It's amazing how you see a guy come in from the bullpen, throws warm-up pitches. He's pumping it right down the middle, throwing it hard. As soon as the batter steps in, bouncing it, throwing it high, can't find the strike zone. The 3-0 is low, a 4-pitch walk by Matt Query. Fifth walk of the game issued by Ducks pitching. So the pinch hitter, John Amon, left-hander, lays down a bunt up the third baseline. It is a beauty. Toll can't pick it up. It's an infield bunt single for John Amon, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. You might think it was bunted a little bit too hard, but Toll wasn't able to scoop it up. Ideally, you don't want to hit it quite as far down the line if they're not prepared for you to bunt. Now the infield in on the edge of the grass for Drexel Hill as Berman steps in, takes a called strike. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Foul ball off the bat of Berman. Bases loaded, nobody out. Rimmel from the stretch. This is upstairs. Andrew Yates on deck. Barring a triple play here, Yates will have an opportunity, if he can triple, to hit for the cycle. And that's assuming they send him to the plate and don't pitch hit. That pitch is in the dirt. Dunyan started to go home, but quickly back to third. The runners will hold. Looks like the count 2-2. Be honest, I completely lost it on this at bat. Berman swings, pops it up. It's a mile high right behind home plate, but it's going to get over that net and off the shed behind the dish. Correction, that's not a shed, that is now the O'Hara locker room. They cleaned out the utility shed. They put up a couple other sheds for that stuff, and they put some lockers and a TV in there for the guys. A nice little thing for the O'Hara baseball team. So 2-2 the count to Berman with the bases loaded, nobody out here in the sixth. That one is swung on, hit a long way. Back goes Postenchek. He's not going to get it. A grand slam home run for Sammy Berman. And it's now a 10-1 game for Upper Darby here in the sixth. That ball was headed way out right from the jump. Now it looks like Dave Jordan coming in to talk to the umpire if he's going to make a substitution or something here. Again, nobody out in the sixth. A run by Dunyan closes the book on Dylan Robinson. He gives up 3 runs, 2 of them earned. And Yates will not have the chance to go for the cycle. A pinch hitter, Connor Campbell, will step in. Campbell was a courtesy runner earlier in the game, as was Amon. Takes ball 1 from Rimmel. Swung on and fouled off, 1-1. Some fans headed to the exits here at O'Hara. If you're a Ducks fan, you've probably seen enough for tonight. Pitch upstairs, 2-1. Takes low, 3-1. Still nobody out in the bottom half of the sixth there. Rimmel winds, fouled back. Count full to the pinch hitter, Connor Campbell. That one's in the dirt. Campbell draws a walk. Second issued by Rimmel. He's faced 4 batters. They've all reached. The first 3 have scored, as did the inherited runner. You wonder if he's just going to try to soak up and finish this inning right now, avoid using anyone else in preparation for game 2. As Christian Strickland takes a called strike. He's 0 for 3 on the day, but reached on 2 different errors. Scored a run, drove 1 in. Pitch is behind Strickland. Campbell will go to second easily. When it rains, it pours for the Ducks, but the good news for Drexel Hill is this one looks like it's not going to go their way, barring one of the more insane comebacks we've seen in Delco League. As Rimmel misses. It's just game 1, if you think about it from the standpoint of trying to win your home games. For Drexel Hill, you're trying to steal one of these first 2 before you go back to Bonner and you get last ups. And so you just compartmentalize, forget about this one as Strickland pops one up in foul ground. Salvi and Rimmel both over. Rimmel makes the catch, but he makes it out of play. So it is a foul ball, no out. That is a lot of effort and a little bit of risk there, as for a second it looked like the 2 of them might collide. And in the end, it's just a strike. As I was saying, Drexel Hill just going to have to flush this one tonight, come back tomorrow. And if you leave game 2 tied 1-1, Strickland hits that one in the air to left. It's deep. Clark's going back to the track. He looks up. That one is out into the car park, the impromptu car park where the fans are parked and watching from their cars. A 2-run home run from Christian Strickland. It's 12-1. And forget what I said about Rimmel just soaking up this inning and trying to get through it. That will be it for him. The second pitcher of the game for the Ducks to not retire a batter. We'll bring you that pitching change in just a moment. Chris Salvi's going to come in from first base to try to get the Ducks out of this inning. The designated hitter, Drew Kennedy, goes into the game. He's going to play first base. So a 9-man lineup for the Ducks. First pitch to Steve Tyson is popped up, foul, out of play. Bailey Schindel, the right-hander, getting loose for Upper Darby, and he's actually throwing in the bullpen. Johnny Gonzalez has been sitting down for quite a while. Again, if there's anybody that's not going to bother, it's probably him, as he's sitting in the chair where he spends most of his between innings breaks. That one is fouled off. There's some folks sitting under a tent. That ball headed up their way. Unfortunately, the league's not going to let you keep that as a souvenir. Someone's going to come and take it from you. So Schindel throwing like someone who's going to come into the ball game, and if so, Johnny Gonzalez will have done it again. Probably save him for game 3. A called third strike. Tyson goes down looking. He's a little confused by that one. Probably a little embarrassed. We're going to have another pinch hitter. Upper Darby veteran Vince Gasparro. He will step in. He'll bat from the left side against Salvi. Takes the first pitch up and in. Gasparro, a fixture on the last couple of Delco League final series squads for Upper Darby. It's that one up in the air towards right. That one is long gone out of here. A pinch hit solo home run for Vince Gasparro. That is run number 13 for the Blue Sox. It is the third home run of the inning for Upper Darby. And the fourth of the game. So Max Anastasio will dig in. Last man to bat here in the inning for Upper Darby. Dunyan on deck, led it off with a double. Salvi's throw is outside. Just misses. If ever there was a time not to be squeezing the pitchers, you'd hope this would be it. That one's in for a strike, 2-1. Salvi from the windup comes home. Anastasio swings, hits that one out towards right center. That will drop in and one hop off the wall. And he's in at second with a stand-up double. That is the 11th hit of the ball game for Upper Darby. 6 of them here in the 6th. They had 1 hit in each of the first 5 innings before the explosion to theoretically try to put this one away. Dunyan steps in for his second at-bat of the inning. He doubled his first time up, takes a called strike. Salvi now working from the stretch. Bounces that one in there. Not sure if he's thrown many or any innings this year for the Ducks, but coming in just to, we said, just try to finish this one off without using another arm, as they've got game 2 tomorrow, game 3 Thursday, and if they can get one of those 2, at least a game 4 on Friday. Fouled off by Dunyan. Still just the 1 out here in the 6th. Steve Tyson, strikeout victim. First batter that Salvi faced. Pops it foul. Shortstop McQuarrie on deck. Salvi's pitch. That one's hit on the ground at third. Toll backs up, fields it. Go to first in time. So Dunyan is retired. 2 away now for McQuarrie. John Amon on deck. I don't know if he technically still counts as a pinch hitter during this at-bat if he gets up. Let's query. Rips one foul. Salvi kicks in the dirt, and maybe 6 or 7 runs ago, Anastasio gets to third easily. Instead, he'll stay there at second base. The pitch swung on and missed. Ball and 2 strikes to the shortstop, McQuarrie. Fouled off. Query stays alive. That ball hit off the net and managed to drop into the Drexel Hill dugout. Which, if you can see it, it's not an easy feat. Not a lot of space between that fence and the roof of the dugout down the first base side. Salvi is set, kicks and delivers. Query out in front, fouls it off. Popped up. That could be trouble. Shallow right center. Instead, it's Kehoe. He's back, and he will make the catch. And that will retire the side here in the 6th. But 7 runs on 6 hits. No errors. 1 man left on base. Darby 3 outs away from taking a 1-0 lead. They lead it 13-1 here in Game 1. Couple of changes for Upper Darby here in the top of the 7th. John Amon pinch hit in the 6th for Adam Fine. He'll stay in the game, but he'll go play center field. While Connor Campbell pinch hit for the center fielder, Andrew Yates. He'll stay in the game, and he'll go into right field. And on the mound, it's right-hander Bailey Schindel. Johnny Gonzalez starting game 1. 6 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, 6 strikeouts, no walks. At every level of baseball, if you can reduce the number of batters you walk, you will find success. And that's been the formula for Johnny Gonzalez for a lot of years across a lot of leagues. And he did it again tonight. Pinch hitter for Drexel Hill to lead off the 7th. As Upper Darby leads it 13-1 is Matty Ciaras. And takes a called strike. He will bat for Quattriani. Presumably, if Drexel Hill scores a dozen, will stay in the game to catch as he was catching the bullpen. There's a looper foul down the right field, right of the first base line. Max Anastasio is over, and he'll make the catch. So 1 away for Schindel. For the Ducks, takes a called strike, fouls one off. Try to see if we can figure out who that is. That looks like Ryan Davis. So, Steve DeBarberry emptying the bench. Davis hits that one back up the middle for a base hit. Just the 4th hit of the night for the Ducks. Which tells part of the story. Try to see who this is. Pinch hitting for Toll. Batting from the left side. It would appear Colin McCormick. That's a called strike. Swung on and missed. Ryan Davis, the runner at first, 1 out here in the 7th. Upper Darby nursing that 12-run lead. Schindel from the stretch. This is high. So to the count to Colin McCormick. Swings, fouls it off. Swung on and missed. McCormick goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Schindel. 7th in total for Upper Darby pitching. Arione Monroe will pinch hit for Dylan Posencheg. He represents the first of what would be about a dozen last chances for the Ducks. He takes a pitch high. Swings and misses 1-1. That one's high, goes off the backstop, and Davis will trot down to second on the wild pitch. Not even sure if anyone on the Upper Darby side noticed. 2-1 the count to Monroe. That one bounces in there, 3-1. Monroe takes a called strike, thought it was ball 4. Monroe, a member of the baseball team at Cabrini last season. Swings, hits that one a mile high down the right field line and deep, but it's going to be foul. So the count stays 3-2. Ryan Davis, the runner at second. Monroe at the plate. Chops that one to short. This should be the ball game. Query over to first. That will do it for this one. For Drexel Hill in the 7th. No runs. 1 hit. No errors. They leave 1. Your final score from Cardinal O'Hara is Upper Darby 13. Drexel Hill 1. The winning pitcher for Upper Darby, Johnny Gonzalez, 6 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, 6 strikeouts. Chris Hyatt, Johnny Gonzalez pitched 6 innings. Chris Hyatt faced 6 batters, did not retire anyone. 4 runs, just one of them earned, 1 hit, no strikeouts, 3 walks. For Upper Darby, 13 runs, 11 hits. Again, 6 of those coming in the 6th. 1 error, 5 men left on base. For Drexel Hill, 1 run on 4 hits. They made 3 errors, all of them costly one way or another. They leave 5 again. Gonzalez the win, Hyatt the loss. Upper Darby takes a 1-0 lead in the series. The Blue Sox and Ducks will meet here again tomorrow night, 5:45 at Cardinal O'Hara, before Game 3 on Thursday at Monsignor Bonner. The Ducks have an opportunity to try to wipe this one from the memory bank and try to level the series tomorrow night. Thanks for tuning in, whoever you are, wherever you are. Appreciate you listening. We'll be on Friday if there is a Game 4 in one of the 2 series.